How you feeling, Dejan? First, how did you get on out there?
No, of course I'm very angry, worst feeling, but you gotta think about the process. You know, you can't give up. You gotta think about it was good to be back playing football. I felt great, and just be ready for next game against Liverpool and then Europa League.
Yeah, I know it's a tough result to take, but if we just focus on you for a second, then just in terms of your physical fitness, how you feel, your body, how did you feel from that point of view?
I feel great. Honestly, I feel great. I've done everything possible to feel good when I'll be back, because I know that with a stress fracture it's not easy, because I couldn't move for a month with a boot on my foot, but I did everything right, and thanks for that. I'm fit now and I feel great, so nothing to complain about.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've watched you work so hard over the course of not just this season, but previous seasons as well, to get yourself in the best possible shape. But I suppose there is no replacement for time out there on the pitch.
Yeah, of course. But honestly, I feel great, so, you know, I don't think about that. First game since, I think, Ipswich, first start since Ipswich. I feel great. Close to score, so, you know, I take the positives and I rest tomorrow, and then I'll be back next day.
Talk to us a little bit about how difficult it was to play through Nottingham Forest tonight. We had a very good idea of how they were going to set up. It doesn't make it any easier to break through.
Exactly. I think we know how they play. The problem is that we conceded 3 goals in 10 minutes with the offside goal. You can't win football games if you do that. We're too easy to score when you cross the ball and we don't defend. So that made us pay the game. Then, of course, we did our best. We did some good things. We created a lot of chances. And in the end, we got a goal, but it was too late. So, of course, we played good. It's not about that, but we lacked the first 10 minutes, the focus.
Decky, we love how you always speak honestly to us. So take us into that dressing room at the moment. And, you know, it's highs of highs against Frankfurt and Europa League, but tough days in the Premier League. What's it like at the moment being in there?
No, it's frustrating. I think you got to respect the game. You got to do everything right, every second, every day. It's not enough doing it against Frankfurt, you know. It was important to get a win, but we can't come out and concede these goals that we did now. And, you know, everybody got to take responsibility for that. Every player, every coach, it can't happen. And in the end, it loses points that we should not lose. So it's very frustrating. And it's been like this for this season. So it's a lot to learn from.
Are you a vocal person in the? You spoke about your anger there, Dejan. Are you a vocal player in the dressing room around this kind of thing?
I don't like words. I love actions. I try to live by actions. It's so easy to speak, but of course sometimes you gotta speak to help it. But like I told you, I try to do everything actions.
And your header, I can't remember a header. I don't know if you scored a headed goal yet for Spurs. You might well have done, but that near post run, that was a nearly executed goal there.
I've been manifesting it for a couple of months now. I've been waiting for exactly that corner. It finally came. As soon as I hit it, I said finally it's in, and then God didn't want it to be inside. So it's no problem. It's going to come next time.
Yeah, it's unbelievable clearance. Just finally, Dan, can you talk to us a little bit? We were speaking to the manager about the difference between the Europa League nights and playing in the Premier League. Look, we want to win every single game, but I wondered about the emotional highs and lows and how you manage that as an individual. Like, you're obviously someone that tries to maintain a balance throughout every performance you put out there, but it must be difficult to do that when you're playing 1 minute.
It is that, and you can see the teams that don't only play in one competition and the other teams that play more competitions. It's much more difficult, because when you go so high, always the day after you feel drained. You feel no energy and everything, and this is what people don't understand, and that's why you gotta do the right things to be able to come back, so you don't drop too much, because you lose so much energy and so much like things that happen in your head when you play big games like that. So it's hard to come back, and I think that's what footballers got to figure out.
And just finally, I wondered, for you personally, are you someone that plans maybe a week, 2 weeks ahead? Will you be looking and thinking, okay, I've got 3-4 big games coming up, I need to manage my body and my levels for those 4 games? Or are you just looking, look, the next game is Liverpool, I play that, and then I'll focus on the Europa League?
Yeah, always. I know that some games you just got to feel better than other games, so I always have a plan. But then you know that in life everything can change from a second, like it happened last time I got injured. You know, I didn't plan that, but it just happened. So you can have a plan, but usually it don't happen like that. So you try to do your best.